All right, guys, welcome to second session summer school, I guess. Hopefully you guys are having a good summer. This is going to be your intro to corporate finance, section 3680, section 101. This is my first time teaching summer school online asynchronous. So just bear with me. We'll work through this together. It's going to be a quick 5 weeks, guys. What I want to do, I'm going to go through as you learn. We'll go through the syllabus and take a look at that, show you guys how the course is set up for you for the summer, and then we'll get rolling. So this is as you learn. As you can see, announcements, the welcome video. This video will be posted right here for this course. Then we have our syllabus, the materials. This is where you'll find the ebook, is what I'm told. Once ASU turns the course on, you'll find the ebook there. This is our schedule for the summer for your course. Basically, it's turning and burning, guys. Basically a chapter a day, almost, just about. We're gonna do, well, not necessarily, but you can see the first few chapters. Chapter 1, there's really not a whole lot going on. It's some very introductory stuff. So one day on that chapter. Chapter 2, we'll spend a day on that. The course starts July 1st. We will have an exam every Friday, okay? And there's 4 exams. The exams, I think, come on at 8 in the morning, and you have till midnight, so you take that whenever you can during the day, okay? These chapter assignments, these are the homework problems that if you work on, you should be able to get through the exams fairly easily without too much trouble. Okay, so these are going to be the problems that are covered in the videos for each chapter, and you'll see that here in a little bit. The solutions manual, okay? This is the solutions manual for the book. This covers every problem in the book. So that way, if you're having issues, you're not sure, you can come to the solutions manual. It'll walk you through it and show you how to solve the problem. Let me open that up for you here. And it's taking a sweet little time. So here's the solutions manual. You can see it, it'll go through, give you a little brief snippet on each chapter, answers to some of the contextual questions, questions and problems. These are at the end of the chapter. So here's all the solutions, okay? The one thing I want to show you, let's zoom on down to chapter 5. Let's see where we are. Right here. This, so when you're going through the solutions manual and when you get to chapters 5, 6, 7, and further on down, we're using a financial calculator. The first set of solutions will be how to do it with equations and not using the financial calculator. Then it tells you how to solve it using the financial calculator, and that's what you see right here. So when we get to chapters 5 and on, using the calculator, make sure you scroll down far enough to find the solutions for the calculator, okay? And again, that's right here under the Solutions Manual 12th edition. Quote from a student from a while ago, you might find interesting. This is the Zoom. Of course, we're not, we used to use Zoom for all our other classes in the past. That's what I use that for. If you need to meet with me, and we'll cover that in a little bit, this is going to be the Zoom link that we'll use for having meetings one-on-one, things like that. Okay. And what'll happen is, and I'll cover this a little bit later on, you send me an email, hey, I need to meet with you, Mr. B. I'll send you an email with the Zoom link. We'll meet in there, and then we can take care of whatever questions or issues that we might have to take care of. Okay, here's chapter 1. Each chapter, all these chapters are set up all the same. So chapter 1, I start off with PowerPoints. Quite honestly, I don't generally use PowerPoints. Most of the time, students want to write down what's on the PowerPoint instead of listening to what we're discussing. But some students like PowerPoints, some like to print them off and make notes on them. So I have the PowerPoints there for you. There are a few chapters. Chapter 8, when we talk about stocks. Chapter 4, there's a part where I do use PowerPoint, and I think I use them in chapter 10 because there's a lot of spreadsheets that the publisher just prints that are easy to use. For the most part, though, I don't use it. I have videos for each chapter. Some of them are made with me discussing PowerPoints, going through the chapter and things like that. What I tried to do, especially last semester, was to make videos from class lectures and going over the problems so that you have interaction between me and students asking questions, which might be some questions that you have. So it's not just me going over PowerPoints and all. I tried to get you as close to a true class experience as I could with some of these videos. Okay. Each chapter has a quiz. So when we're teaching in person, generally what I do is I expect the students to read the chapter before we discuss the chapter. So one of the things I'd have them do is read chapter 1, take a quiz on chapter 1, and then we'd have a lecture on chapter 1. And basically I do that so that I don't want to spend time on material that you guys understand, what's a sole proprietorship. I'd much rather spend time on things that might give you some issues. Hey, tell us about a corporation. Why is corporation LLC much better than a sole proprietorship or partnership? So this being asynchronous, and you guys can do this in any order or whatever you want, as long as the assignments are done on a certain time. You have the videos, you have the quizzes and things like that. I expect, take the quiz every day. I showed you that on the time schedule when those are due. And you'll see that they're due just about every day. You'll have a quiz to do, and every Friday is an exam on those quizzes. So chapter 2, you see you got the PowerPoint, the video, there's the quiz. Here's some practice problems outside of the ones that are assigned on the course assignments, okay? And then a video of the class that day that we covered this material, so that'll help you out again, try to give you that class experience. And again, every chapter is set up that way. Now, when we get to chapter 4, you can see we have that. There's also the exam. So after chapter 4, you have your first exam. You also see you have the Introduction to Finance Study Guide here, Exam 1 Study Guide. So you will have that study guide with every exam. And this is a study guide that students of mine have made for me in the past. I did not make those because I wanted to try to have a true experience of what you need to prepare for on the exam. So you'll see that with every exam too. So then we get into chapter 5. Again, you have the PowerPoints, the videos, the quiz. Chapter 6. Now, once we get through chapter 1 through 4 is basically a review of your accounting. So you shouldn't have too much trouble with that material, I hope. 5 and 6, we start getting into new material, time, value, money, into the finance, the very key point of finance. So the first exam is on chapters 1 through 4, then it's every 2 chapters, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? So chapters 5 and 6, you'll have some extra problems here. There's some article and amortization chart that you guys are more than welcome to have, and you can use that to chart car payments, mortgage payments. You can take that. That's something I made that you guys are welcome to. You have the study guide again to go through before you have your exam, okay? Chapter 7 talks about bonds. In chapter 7, there's a lot of vocabulary. I don't spend a whole lot of time going over the vocabulary, so make sure you're paying attention to that vocabulary in the textbook. I give you a bunch of extra practice problems on the bonds. And so hopefully to have you ready to go for that. These videos up here might be more of me talking you through PowerPoints, whereas these, you can see these are actual class videos and stuff for you. Chapter 8 is stocks. I prefer this 10th edition PowerPoint. They cut out a lot of material in the 12th edition, but that's why I have both there for you. I have the videos, again, the quiz, there's some extra practice problems for you, your study guide for exam 3 and then exam 3, okay? Then chapter 9, chapter 10, similar setup, okay? Don't forget upcoming events. You'll see this has all your upcoming events and due dates on it. One thing you want to pay attention to is this Respondus quiz. The quizzes, you don't have to have Respondus for. We don't have to proctor any of the quizzes. The exams, the 4 exams have to be proctored, and they will be proctored through Respondus. So if you guys haven't had that before, you need to have that on your computer that you're going to take the quiz on, and that's what this quiz is for. This quiz is not graded, okay? That's just to make sure you have the Respondus on there. Please do that as soon as you can, okay? Let's talk about the syllabus real quick. We'll get into a little more detail on some of this other stuff. So intro to corporate finance. We're going to talk about key concepts that are necessary to help students gain understanding corporate finance decision-making. Topics: capital budgeting, time value money, major purchases, replacement decision, cash flow, payment options, financial ratios, okay? So the capital budgeting, we talk about this in chapter 1, and we deal with some of that in chapter 2 and 3. Time value money, this is chapters 5 and 6. Major purchases, that could be tied into your capital budgeting. Excuse me, which would be your chapter 1, or your replacement decisions, which we cover in chapters 9 and 10. Cash flow, we talk about that in chapter 2 and again in chapter 9. Payment options, financial ratios, that's in chapter 3, okay? So we want to understand the importance of capital budgeting, what we are going to invest in, basically, financial markets and interest rates, time value money, stocks and bonds, and financial analysis, okay? My contact information, I'm Mr. Rulis. The office isn't going to do you much good. Most of you guys are probably all over, back home, wherever, doing the course. So you have the office phone number. That I won't be in the office very much, if at all. So your best bet, shoot me an email, and that'll be the best way to get in touch with me, okay? Let's see here, office hours. Basically, we'll set up a Zoom meeting, whatever that, we'll set a time that works for between the two of us, and we'll make that work. I showed you the link. You'll get an email from me that says, hey, here's your meeting, here's your Zoom link. You accept it, we'll get into Zoom. I'll be available most anytime for you guys. Like I said, this is my first time teaching asynchronous, so I'll try to make myself available as much as I can, or as much as you need me to. A lot of times, if you shoot me an email, I usually have my phone with me. I'll try to answer you pretty quick. If it's something I can do off the top of my head, if it's something where, hey, I need to see what you're looking at, then we'll definitely set up the Zoom and make sure you get taken care of, okay? The book, we're using the Ross Westerfield Jordan Fundamentals of Corporate Finance. It's the 12th edition. You guys are going to have the e-link, and I'll show that to you in just a minute, okay? Communication, basically it's all email, folks. So here's the key thing. When you send me an email, make sure you put in fundamentals or FIN 3680. If you put that in as the subject matter of your email, I know it's from a student, and I usually answer that pretty quick. And normally you'll get an answer from me probably right away, and it might be, hey, I can talk to you now, or can I talk to you in a few minutes? and then we can, you know, I'll try to get back to you right away. I want to answer you guys, but if you put finance 3680, you'll get my attention right away. Okay. And it might be something where I say, you know, I can't talk right now. Let's set a time and we'll do it. Or if it's something I can just answer real quick, I'll do that for you. But if you don't put that finance 3680, you guys know how many emails we get from the university. A lot of times it'll just be, it's gone, you know, I delete it or move on, or it's like, oh, it's not that important. But if I see finance 3680, I know it's from a student and I try to jump on that right away. Okay. When you're communicating with me, please, guys, put in, don't, you know, hey, yo, whatever, don't do any of that stuff. Put in, hey, Mr. B, you know, need to talk to you. I'm confused on this problem or whatever. Can you meet with me? Then put your name on it, because when I respond, I want to say, hey, Joe, you know, I can talk at this time or whatever. If you don't put a name, I'm going back up to the email address, and, you know, that's last name, first initial. I just like to know, be able to respond to the person using name. I think that's better. It works better for me. Okay. Please don't use slang. I have a hard enough time keeping up with my 3 teenage boys and their slang. So let's just keep all our communication on a professional level, trying to get you guys ready to communicate on a business level outside of college once you graduate. So I know it sounds a little harsh, but folks, really, once we get going, you'll find I'm pretty easy to get along with and easy to get in touch with. Okay. The course is organized. Let's see. I told you there's assignments for each chapter, there's quiz for each chapter, and there'll be 4 exams. I showed you that stuff already. I expect, and this kind of speaks for itself, you wouldn't be watching this video if you weren't registered in the class and willing to take care of the class. So you're going to be registered for the class. It's your, and especially having an asynchronous class, it's calling all on your shoulders for the reading handout. There won't be any handouts, but any homework, class presentation. We won't have class presentations, but just make sure you're up on everything. Please don't get behind. Textbooks, it's going to be e-textbooks, so that's going to be on your phone or your computer. We're not going to be in class, so cell phones, don't worry about that. I did send this email out about the calculator. Okay, I do use the BA2 Plus calculator in the videos. So the reason I kind of stress that is, let's see if I can show it to you here in just a second, is that's what I use on the videos. I know some of you have the 8384s, and that's fine. If you want to use those, you're more than welcome to. But I don't know anything about those. And you know, the 8384 is the ones that we use on the problems. That's going to be used on the video. So if you want to be able to take, hey, this is the example, this is that we're doing in class, and have that calculator and be able to follow it step by step, that's the calculator. Okay. I will tell you this, teaching in person and teaching the hybrid that we did before, if you do the exercises I recommend, folks, I think you're going to have an easy time with the course. You should make an A or B in the class without any trouble. Okay. So that's just what history has shown, what past experience has shown me. Those that do the examples and do the homework don't have any issues with the exams. Okay. Let's see, chapter assignments. So I expect you to read the chapter, watch the videos, take the quizzes, and we'll talk more about the quizzes here. The quizzes, basically, it's to encourage you to keep up with the material. I don't want you to try to, what is it, July 9th or whenever that first exam is, go, okay, I'm going to learn 4 chapters of stuff right now. I'd rather you learn little bits at a time and be able to learn it, absorb it, take it in and work with it and understand it for the test than to try to cram all this stuff in, memorize it, and then be done with it and forget it all. Okay. So that's the main reason for the quizzes. Encourage you to keep up with the material, stay on track with the course, and that way you don't get behind. There's no time limit on the quizzes. You can take quizzes as many times as you want. I only count the highest grade. So if you take it once and get a 10, hey, great, you're done. You don't have to take it again. If you take it once and you get a 5, you can finish and be done with it and take the 5, or you can take it again and try to get a 10. If it takes you 4 times to get a 10, that's fine. I only count the highest grade, okay? They'll open at 8 a.m., close at midnight, so you have all day to take that quiz. You'll be able to view the quiz answers and the correct answers immediately after submitting the quiz for grading, okay? Quizzes won't be available for viewing later. And actually on that, I think you can review what you have done in the past. You can't take it again, but I think you can review your past quizzes to kind of see if you missed anything. There won't be any makeup quizzes. We just, quite honestly, I don't think you're gonna have time to make up quizzes. As far as technical difficulties with the quiz, folks, as long as there's no issues with as you learn, there's no excuse not to be taking the quizzes. Okay, and this is going to be very important when you have on the exams. When it comes to exams, make sure you have a very good internet speed. And we had students taking these exams online at home, and their internet speed wasn't that great. A lot of them got kicked off the exam. I don't know, man. Just have the best internet that you can. If you have to go to the library, go to a campus, or find someplace, go visit a neighbor or something, and that's what you need to do, okay? I don't drop quizzes for any reason. You know, if you say, hey, I was in a car accident and I was in the hospital for 2 days, I'm going to want to see that note, okay? If that's the case, then great, I'll let you make up the quiz. Depending on when that may have happened, if it happened over the weekend and you're in the hospital like Monday, Tuesday, you might have 2 or 3 quizzes to make up. If it happens like Thursday, then you might be okay. But like I said, if something happens like that, I need to see the doctor's note, and I would let you make up that quiz, okay? There are 4 exams scheduled. The exams are more challenging than the quiz. Now, I will tell you, the quizzes give you an opportunity to see a lot of questions. So you can see the questions from different angles. You can see different concept questions. That's why I let you guys take the quiz as much as you want, okay? The exams are based on the assignments for the relevant chapters. The exams cover the material indicated on the course schedule. The materials in the videos on the material comes from the same questions as the quizzes, okay? So the more times you take the quizzes, the more chance you have of maybe finding a question that might be on the exam. Again, I have it broken down, chapters 1 through 4. This is a review of accounting 1 for you. You know, what's a spreadsheet, what's not a spreadsheet, I'm sorry, balance sheet, income statement, the financial ratios. Chapters 5 and 6, time value of money, very important chapter. Chapter 7 is bonds, chapter 8 is stocks, and then 9, we get into making those financial replacement decisions and things like that. Quite honestly, the final exam, there is no final exam, basically. The final exam is your exam 4, chapters 9 and 10. And this is a building class. So we set the foundation in chapters 1 through 4. We build on it 5 and 6, build on that with 7 and 8. So if you're struggling here, folks, please, by all means, get with me. Let's set up some Zoom meetings. Let's set up some Zoom office hours, get your questions answered, get you back on track. I want you guys to do very well in this class, and I'm here to help you, but I won't know unless you guys tell me, okay? And you're gonna know if you're struggling. If you're not getting it, just call me or shoot me an email and say, hey, let's talk about this. I need to get some clarification, okay? Don't wait till we get to this final exam and go, hey, Mr. B, can you explain this whole month of stuff to me? I can't do it. It's gonna be too much. So let's break it down just like we do with the quizzes. Let's take it a piece at a time and add on to it, make sure you get the foundation, and then we can build solidly on top of that foundation, okay? The cumulative part takes care of itself with the exams. The quiz schedule, I showed you that course schedule, that's there. If you have any questions, let me know. All the dates are in there. The grading, the quizzes are 40% of your grade. So you can take 40% of your grade, you can take it as many times as you want, make sure you get a 10 on that, okay? The exams are 60% of your grade, so each exam is 15% of your grade, okay? Again, if you're having issues or wondering about your grade, don't wait till the last week of class, okay? Let's take care of that from the get-go. If you feel like you're struggling, let's get on it right away. Makeup exams. Like I said, the exams are going to be every Friday, starting on the 9th. So that first, I think we start on a Wednesday, if I remember right. And I give you, we don't have an exam that first week. That's no problem because we're just starting. So let me make sure I'm looking at my calendar now. Yeah, we start on a Thursday, actually. So we start Thursday. So the first exam is the 9th. So you don't have to worry about an exam on the first day of class. You got the grades there. So that hasn't changed, so you should be familiar with the grades, okay? Academic honesty, my gosh, we're going to be moving so fast. This is all online. I'm trying to give you as many tools as you need, different types of tools, so hopefully there won't be any issues there. The quizzes are not on that Respondus, but like I said, all the exams have that Respondus lockdown browser. So once you click on the exam, that'll lock your browser up to that exam. You can't go looking at other things. So hopefully that'll take care of it. Okay. Incomplete grades. I think I've had one in all the times I've been teaching. Shouldn't be a problem. And as fast as this class is going to go, I mean, my gosh, we're done in what, 28 days, something like that. So won't be a whole lot of time. If there is an issue, we'll address it, take care of it, and make sure you guys get taken care of. If you have any issues here, disability, go through ODS. Let's go through ODS. If you need more time, I think the exams, I have set, once you start it, I have them set for like 2 hours. Quite honestly, it should only take you an hour because I base the exams on my in-class time frame. So it should only take you an hour to take the exam, but I give you 2 hours, I believe, once you start the exam. And again, that exam is open anywhere from 8 in the morning till midnight. You have to finish it by midnight. Okay. If you need more time than that, let's work through ODS. That way all our ducks are covered. And I'll make sure you get the extra time that you need for the exams, okay? Technology. If you have any issues with technology, we'll work through that. We got Mozilla support, okay? And then the Respondus statement again. Now, I will tell you this, when it comes to the test, this has happened in the previous class where a student was taking the exam, something happened with Respondus, kicked them out. Don't panic. Log off your computer, log right back in, and jump back into the test. And every time, and it's letting the student right back in where they were. So please, please, if something happens, do that first and see if you can get back in. Okay. If not, then shoot me an email and say, hey, I've tried to get into this thing a couple of times and I can't. And then we'll deal with the situation from there. This whole section is on the Respondus and how to handle it, downloading it. And that's what that Respondus quiz is for. It'll download that software on your computer and make sure you have that and you're ready to go. Okay. That Respondus quiz is not graded. It's just there to get the Respondus on your computer. Okay. All right, guys. That is it for the syllabus. Again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. Hope you guys have a great summer. I hope you enjoy this course, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you need me, I'll send you emails periodically just to keep you up to date on things. Hey, make sure we're here. Make sure we're here. We got to be doing this. Get ready for the exam, this Friday. I'll try to keep you updated on all that stuff. And if you have any questions, please email me. Okay. All right, guys, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.